Well, yeah, so my 6 day visit or 1 week visit to Morocco is officially over. Of course, I've been here for the last 7 days covering Morocco's preparations for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. We'll be starting on the 21st of December 2025 all the way to the 18th of January 2026. 9 different venues in 6 different cities. I'm heading back home to Kampala, Uganda, hoping to be back here in December. And yes, I am excited to take you on this journey with me. We are in Rabat. We are taking a taxi, the one you see in the background there. It will be taking us to Casablanca, a journey that will take us about 1 hour and a half from Casablanca. We'll take a 7 hour flight to Doha. And of course, from Doha, we will be taking a 5 hour flight back to Entebbe. So I should be in Entebbe on a Monday afternoon, 5 p.m. latest, earliest 3:30. So yeah, take this journey with me. Well, they are very, without a doubt, I'm going to miss Rabat. I'm going to miss Morocco. But of course, the stage has been set for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. We should be back here, inshallah, for the competition. Of course, the Ghana Cranes will be taking part in that one in a Group C alongside Tunisia, Nigeria, and Tanzania. 2 games will be played in Rabat. The other will be played in Fez. And yes, we will be here, inshallah, like I did say, to make sure that we take you through everything that you need to know about Uganda Cranes stay in Morocco here. Leslie Angu from Cameroon.
CK.
See you in December, man.
Before even.
Oh, yeah. See you in November.
See you.
Posha, all the way from Botswana, Botswana's finest. The one and only Fred Kawesi from Kampala, Uganda. We are heading to Casablanca before we head to our different destinations. I'll see you guys on the journey. As we head to Casablanca, where we shall be catching our flight, that should be a few minutes past 8 p.m. here in Morocco, which will be a few minutes past 10 p.m. in Uganda. When you get to live in this part of the world, it's no longer Uganda, because when you say Uganda, you'll have to say it like 10 times before somebody gets to understand that you're saying Uganda. So we always say Uganda, especially in the French-speaking countries.
وان شاء الله كيف قلت لك مقابله تبقى في مباراه ديال الاستعدادات والاهم ديالنا هو الموضوع ان شاء الله باش نتحسن الاداء ديالنا ونكون النتيجه.
Well, I didn't have a chance to visit the market. Maybe next time, if we get an opportunity to return here, we'll have a chance to visit the markets. There are so many nice and beautiful things that you will get in that market. But maybe there were so many activities to do on the trip, so we didn't get a chance to visit the market. Well, it is a Sunday, just a few minutes to 5 p.m. here in Rabat, but the streets seem to be very busy. You'd expect that maybe because it is a weekend, people would be spending lots of time at home. But looks like a number of people have places to go to. But of course, the most cars you will see on the roads are the taxis or the cabs, the yellow cars. Most countries have the yellow taxis. Here in Rabat, there's a blue, and they are very many on the streets. Of course, no borders. I come from a country that the easiest or quickest means of transport if somebody is not driving is a border or a motorbike. I've not seen any of them here. If they are around, they are very few, and they're probably also not being used for a public transport. So we get out of the busy area, and very soon we'll be getting onto the highway that will be getting us to Rabat, I beg your pardon, Casablanca. From there, we'll be catching our flight to Doha. Then, of course, from Doha, we'll be heading straight to Entebbe. Yeah, so, of course, one of the things that, like I did say earlier in my other video, one of the things that will blow you away is the fact that the city here, not only in Rabat, but also elsewhere, we've been Casablanca, Tangier, Agadir, and Marrakesh. The streets are clean, so are the roads. You get this sense that the roads are washed every day or something like that. Their humps are not that high, so they're not the kind of humps that you hit and you feel. These ones you want. But the roads are very, very, very clean. There are areas you'll get to and the road looks shiny and you're wondering whether the floor is wet or something like that. There are some places you'll get to and the roads were constructed with tiles, but they try their level best to keep them clean. They have people who are always busy on the streets to make sure that the streets are clean. The streets are sparkling. So hygiene is one of those things that they take really, really, really serious. And like I did say, not only here in Rabat, but also in Casablanca. They've also tried their level best to have a lot of green, like we know Morocco, being in the northern part of the continent, it is a desert. But they have tried their level best to have a lot of green around. Everywhere you go, you'll find a lot of green. Trees are planted alongside the roads. This roundabout, all of it has grass on it and all that. So they know the importance of having plantations around you. And they have tried their level best to make sure that they have it around, not only for beautifying the streets and all that, but also for their own health, which is very, very, very important.
قانون يكون توافق والبارح كان قانون وكان فوق القانون وكان توافق لان القانون كيعطيك انك دير لائحه وقانون كيعطيك انك خصك دير جميع المسائل.
Well, on our way to Casablanca, we get to exit Rabat to actually get an opportunity to see the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium one more time. The facility, one of the newest in Morocco right now, actually not one of the newest sports facility in Morocco right now, 69,500 capacity seater. It will be hosting the opening game of the Africa Cup of Nations on the 21st of December 2025 and the final of the Africa Cup of Nations on the 18th of January 2026. Don't worry, you're going to see it because I'm blocked by the car in front of me. But on top of those two games, it is also going to host actually, it's going to host all the three group games for Morocco. They will be playing all their home games from there. It is going to host a round of 16. It is going to host a quarterfinal and one of the semi-finals. But it is also the facility that we are told, one of the facilities that Morocco submitted in their bid book to host the 2030 World Cup alongside Portugal and Spain. Well, the first official game that was played here was just this week on Friday when Morocco hosted Niger in that 2026 World Cup qualifier, a game they were able to win 5-0, and in the process they booked their ticket to the USA next year, of course, becoming the first African country to officially qualify for the World Cup. So once we get away from these traffic lights, you'll be able to look at the magnificent facility. I've visited a couple of facilities, sports facilities or football facilities in particular on the African continent, in Europe, in Asia during the World Cup in Qatar, but also recently the USA during the FIFA Club World Cup. And I must say, outside the facilities that I was able to visit in Qatar, this so far remains the best football facility I've been able to visit. Not only Wembley, yes, I was there for the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund, and for a moment I thought that probably Wembley was the best facility, sports facility I'd visited after Stade de France that I hosted the World Cup final in 1998, but also the main venue for the Paris Olympics last year in 2024. Visiting the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium, for me, just put the facility out there as currently the best. Of course, without a doubt, it should be the best on the continent. Most of the most beautiful facilities in South Africa, but you also have the Olembe Stadium in Cameroon. You have the main stadium that hosted the Africa Cup of Nations in Abidjan, which also looked magnificent and beautiful. But the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium, trust me, is something different. There you have it in its full glory. Of course, on the outside, it is giving, but when you get inside that facility, it is something like you've never seen before. And for some reason, I kept on wondering if we were in Africa, because it didn't look like anything to be in Africa. But it's one of those facilities that Morocco will be using for the Africa Cup of Nations, but also the World Cup. And it goes back to emphasize the statement that everyone has been telling us here, that expect an Africa Cup of Nations with the European environment in an African atmosphere. And the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium is one that actually gave us a glimpse of what we should be expecting come December 2025. Chauffeur here from Rabat to the airport in Casablanca just revealed to me that he is a huge fan of Wydad Casablanca, because he was born in Casablanca.
Always red.
Always red. Nothing like Athletic, nothing like Aras Bakani. Wydad.
Only Wydad in the Morocco.
Only Wydad for you.
For me, of course.
Yeah, but Wydad are not going back to the Champions League.
There are so many problems.
So many problems.
2 years ago, with the president Said Nasser.
Okay. You think those problems have been sorted?
They go into the jail, and there are so much problem with the players, with the success of the team.
Yeah.
And they change. So many coaches. Yes.
You should have let Ronani Mukwena stay to build the team.
Ronani Mukwena is a good coach, but he don't found
a good team.
A good team.
And so many problems.
Because so many players go out of the team.
But you loved it.
Mukwena?
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
That's when I say when they train Sundowns. But in Wydad, they don't give anything.
Because of their problems.
Yes. Now I think that he play with Alger. Algeria, Moulay d'Alger.
Okay, you think he'll do good there?
I think that's a good coach.
But he's a very good coach, without a doubt.
I say that very good coach, but he don't found
A stable environment.
yes.
Well, his opinion on Roland Mokwena, who coached them recently before he parted ways with the team, but he's also telling me Wida is the only team to support in Morocco. I'll start following Wida. Maybe someday I'll get a Wida jersey too.
Of course.
Well, I've been told that currently we are in a city called Mohammedia. Of course, when you're in Mohammedia, you're about 30 kilometers away from Casablanca.
New city.
Yeah, that's part of the new city, Mohammedia. So they're trying to set it up to build a new city. Of course, we all know what comes with this city. And maybe some people will also have an opportunity to visit it, tour it, and look at some of the new sites during the African Cup of Nations. You have it there, Mohammedia City. 12 kilometers to Casablanca, not 30 like I said earlier, according to the signposts on the road. So we are almost to Casablanca journey that looks like it's going to take us less than what we had anticipated. The last time I did the journey from Casablanca to Rabat was about 1 hour and a half, but looks like it's going to be less than that. I'm told all these homes you are seeing right now, all the way up to that side, the government built them and gave them to the homeless. So all this here, government built these homes. They didn't want people on the streets and they kept them away. So they are government houses, but they gave them to the people who didn't have homes to live in Mohammedia. As we continue with our journey to Casablanca at the Mohammed V airport, where we will be using to exit Morocco as we head back to Kampala, Uganda, the most beautiful country in the world. It's called the Pearl of Africa for a reason. If you're yet to visit it, well, find time. Check this traffic leaving Casablanca, going back to the different cities. Of course, Rabat, Mohammedia, and the others. They had come for a short holiday or a short break. Now they are heading back home. This is our route that is heading to the airport. I'm being told it's going to be constructed, so it's going to be 8 lanes. Of course, the other side now you have people going to the different side of Casablanca, but whoever gets onto this route is heading to the airport. And those are some of the people who are exiting the city as they head back to their different homes and towns. Well, we'll cross another toll as we get to ourselves to Mohammed V airport in Casablanca. We're in Casablanca now? Yeah, being told that we are officially in Casablanca. There is a lot of construction that is going on here in Morocco. It's like every city you get to, there is a lot of construction, especially on the roads. But also different buildings are being erected left, right, and ascent. And I'm told, of course, this is one of the exits to Marrakesh. We are heading to Casablanca to the Mohammed V airport. But if one of the observation I've made from the time we left Rabat is there is a lot of construction, especially the roads. I don't know if it is in line. Of course, it can be in line with the Africa Cup of Nations, but you also get the gut feeling that they would want most of these constructions to be done with before the Africa Cup of Nations comes around. But also, they have the World Cup 2030 in mind. But you should also remember that Morocco is the #1 tourist destination on the African continent. And they have tourists coming from different parts of the world. So because of that, and they are being intentional, they want to make sure that they do facilitate the stay of their tourists from different parts of the world. They want them to be comfortable, and I'm being told that one of the ways is to make sure that you have a proper road network. Because so many people have raised the issue of a traffic jam or slow traffic or pathetic traffic, especially on match days and stuff like that. But you also don't want that to be happening on the main highway, especially if you have people coming in and coming out of your country through Casablanca or through this particular airports, but also the road. So they are trying to make sure that they construct as many roads as possible. They expand the roads. There's an area we passed and we were told that they're actually trying to make sure that they have 8 lanes all leading in one direction. They have 8 lanes on the other side. So very, I should say, a lot of work is going on, and probably what we are seeing now might be totally different from what we get to see when we come around in December for the Africa Cup of Nations, or even in the future if we ever get a chance to come back here. But also people who passed by this month or even the other month, if they're coming back in 2 or 3 months from now, it will probably be a totally a different feeling from what they last had here, because a lot is being done, like I say, especially on the roads, but also different buildings are being erected left, right, and center. We are almost there at the Mohammed V airport here in Casablanca. We should be there in the next few minutes because it's less than 3 kilometers from where we are at the moment. A journey that took us about 1 hour and I should say 20 minutes if you ask me. But standard time is 1 hour and a half from the airport in Casablanca to Rabat. So this should be the final toll as we get into the airport. Space here. Chances are that by the time you probably come back and you're getting into Morocco through Casablanca, anything would be here. Probably an extension of the airport or some apartments or stuff like that. We are officially at the Mohammed V airport vicinity as we get ourselves to Terminal 1, which we'll be using to exit the airport. It's been an exciting 6 days, actually 7 days, because we got here on Sunday morning and we are leaving on a Sunday evening. So it's been an exciting 7 days, full week. covering Morocco's preparations for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, the journey started here in Casablanca. We left Casablanca for Tangier. Very beautiful world standard facility that is being constructed, or you can say renovated there. 75,000 spectators. We are told it will be done by the end of September. From there, we actually used a high-speed train to get to Tangier. It took us 1 hour and a half, thereabout. From Tangier, we did the flight to Agadir. Of course, I visited the facility in Agadir. We're also told that by the end of September, the facility will be ready for the competition. From there, we did a road trip to Marrakesh, where we visited the stade de Marrakesh. Lots of renovations also going on in there. We were told it will be done by end of September. From Marrakesh, we did a road trip to Rabat, where we visited the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium. We'll be hosting the opening game of the Africa Cup of Nations, Morocco versus Comoros, 21st December. We'll also be hosting the final, 18th January 2026. Of course, through all that processes, we were accommodated in very, very beautiful 5-star hotels. The food was nice, the people were hospitable, and they gave you a sense of what you should expect when you come for the Africa Cup of Nations in December. Of course, the weather won't be as it is now, being December, so it's very important that you carry the right clothes. Because it is winter in Europe, that winter spills over to the Maghreb. Of course, it won't be as hot, as cold as it is in Europe, but it will be cold. So it's very, very, very important that you do carry the right clothes, especially if you're going to be here for the entire tournament. Even if it's just a week or stuff like that, just carry the right clothes. Yes, Terminal 1 is what we will be using to exit Morocco. And we are getting to our drop-off area before we can go through the processes of checking in, getting our boarding passes and stuff like that. After 1 hour and 30 minutes, we finally made it to Casablanca. And guess who I bumped into? My brothers from Tanzania.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Simba. Zero brainer. Simba.
Nguvu moja.
This man supports Yanga.
Nyinyi ndio mdau mnaenda?
Yeah, Qatar?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not following this man on TikTok, you're making a very, very, very big mistake. Very big mistake. Zero brainer. From Tanzania. He creates some of the best content on TikTok. You should follow him. Also check out some of the things
Guys,
he's been
please
doing.
follow me, Zero Brainer on my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, on my YouTube. Don't miss fun videos, amazing content. You're most welcome. See.
Our chauffeur, he did a very good job transporting us from Rabat to Casablanca. Big fan of Wida.
Dima with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. All the best. See you again in December.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Who's winning the Africa Cup of Nations?
Of course, Morocco.
Morocco. Who will they be playing in the final?
In Morocco.
In the final, who will Morocco play in the final?
I think Senegal.
Senegal. If
Morocco,
Morocco meets
this-
Uganda in the semis,
In
Uganda,
semi-final.
Uganda might
Oh,
win.
well, Uganda play very good, huh?
Yeah,
They
very,
are
very. The Uganda cranes.
Yes.
Watch out for the Uganda cranes. We are coming.
You are coming?
Yeah, for the cans.
Yes.
Well, at the airport already, trying to get to the check-in point where we'll be getting our boarding passes and get cleared by immigration before we can board a flight. Flight is about a few minutes past 8, so we actually still have time, though check-in has already started, so we'll just get straight into check-in. Well, done with check-in, boarding pass already in my possession, so now should be trying to find my gate, which is E2, and from there I'll go through immigration, and yes, I will be set for the journey from Casablanca to Rabat. I beg your pardon. I'll be set for my journey from Casablanca to Doha, a journey that should be taking us 7 hours. So we will be getting there by 6 a.m. That's Qatar time, which is also East African time. But then we'll be leaving Qatar at about 10 a.m., which is also 10 a.m. East African time. And we will be in Kampala, Uganda by 3:30 if the flight keeps time. But latest should be 4 p.m. And yes, ready for work pretty much, because later that night, of course, there is Entebbe Sport Nights where I'll be sharing everything about this journey, but also have a bit of rest and be fresh for Tuesday. Check in with my brothers from Tanzania, my sister from Botswana, my brother from Rwanda. Where's my brother from Uganda? Fred Kawesi, also here with us. They're in the background, so we are trying to find Gate E. Of course, it's from Gate E that we will be, like I did say, go through immigration before we are fully cleared to board and head to Doha. Do I go? Well, just got cleared with immigration here, so should be getting to Gate E2 ready for boarding. Boarding is at 8 p.m. That is when boarding will be starting, but the earlier you get yourselves there, the better. Usually, because we come from Entebbe, not a very big airport, you make the mistake of thinking that every airport you're going to go to is actually as negotiable as Entebbe Airport, and sometimes it's not the case. So we'll try to find Gate E, then from there we'll see what happens next. So direction is very clear. We'll just continue as we get to E2, because I actually see E1 up to E. Oh. Okay, so looking for E2. Just saw a sign there, so it is nearby. This side, then the other side, it's E3 to E8. Okay, E2, so just in time for boarding. The gate is not yet open, but we'll be waiting from here. Truth is, I'm very hungry.
Yes, madam.
I last had a meal 24 hours ago, to be precise, and I'm actually more than 24 hours ago. And if I'm talking about 24 hours ago, I'm talking about having lunch on Saturday afternoon. Since then, I've not had something to eat, so I'll just try to get something here at the airport before probably we get to start boarding. Otherwise, the system is not functioning the way it should be functioning, especially with an empty stomach that ends up affecting the entire system of the body. So a cup of tea and a hot dog should be good enough to do the magic. Well, it looks like a boarding came earlier than expected, so it is a boarding time as we get onto our flight to Qatar. 23 minutes earlier is, of course, boarding started about 10 minutes ago, so I just came in a little bit later. I was trying to finish my meal, but soon we'll be getting onto the flight as we head to Doha. Well, getting onto this means of transport that will be getting into the plane or closer. Usually it's quite a distance. So Tanzania. From Tanzania to the world. Zero brainer. Well, we are getting closer to heading home. Yes, this is the beast that will be taking us to Doha, Qatar. And from there we'll be connecting to Entebbe. Of course, people will be heading to different directions from there on. Thank you, Morocco, for the memories. Yeah. 7 days in this beautiful country is no mean feat. Puts you in the mood of wanting to be back in December for the Africa Cup of Nations. And yes, inshallah, by God's grace, we should be back here for the Africa Cup of Nations. Of course, with the Uganda Cranes too. And hopefully they can go far in the competition. Seat 42H. That's what I should be looking for. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 42K. Oh. Yes, sir. On board, just ready for takeoff. Actually, the flight should be taking off 10 minutes to 9, which is 10 minutes to midnight in Kampala, Uganda. 7 hours from Casablanca to Doha. And yes, we pray for journey masses. I think the next time you'll hear from me, that will be us landing in Doha. Yes, sir. So usually two things happen when I get to travel. Sleeping comes very easily. So many people don't want to sleep. Sometimes when I don't have sleep, I catch a movie. Yeah, and sometimes in the process of that movie, well, you'll get sleepy and you probably knock off about 2 or 3 hours. Now, today is a little bit different. Looks like sleep is yet to catch up with me, so I will try to catch a movie probably along the way. I've seen two that I like, Central Intelligence and The Intern, so I'll watch Central Intelligence now, then maybe later I'll be able to catch the intern, or I'll catch the intern on the connection flight to Kampala, Uganda.
Which electronic devices and mobile phones in flight mode, smoking the use of e-cigarettes, lighters, and matches are not permitted anywhere on board, including the washrooms. Smoking in the washroom will activate the smoke alarm. Do not charge e-cigarettes or vapes on board. Store them securely with caps and vents closed. Power banks must not be used or charged in cabin baggage. Use in-seat outlets for devices. Keep power banks accessible and away from flammable items. Continue to stay connected after takeoff using your personal devices with our Wi-Fi on board. 1 hour of free Wi-Fi is available for Privilege Club members. Enroll during your flight to join the Privilege Club. Digital food and beverage menus are available for economy class customers and can be accessed from the Wi-Fi login page. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure a smooth disembarkation process,
6 hours and 50 minutes later, we managed to make it to Doha, Qatar. It's 5 a.m. in the morning, and of course, from here, we will be catching our flight to Entebbe. That will be at around 10 a.m. And I must say, it was a smooth flight. Yeah, it was a smooth flight. Managed to catch 2 movies in the process. Tried a third. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to sleep caught up with me, so I'll probably catch that on the other flight. So the plane is yet to come to a complete stop. Once it does, we'll disembark and try to find our gate where we'll be catching our next flight to Entebbe. So currently disembarking on the plane. We get into the airport, try to find the gate that will probably connect us to the flight that will be leading us to Entebbe. I must say it was a smooth flight. Yeah, it was. Managed to catch 2 movies like I'd promised myself. Tried to catch a third. Unfortunately, I wasn't able. Sleep caught up with me. Probably I'll be able to do that on the 5-hour flight from Doha to Entebbe as we continue with our journey from Rabat through Casablanca, Morocco, where we spent the last 6 days covering the preparations for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations that they will be hosting later this year, 21st December 2025, all the way to the 18th of January 2026. Well, it is a very big place if you ask me, so finding your way from one place to another can sometimes be a little bit hectic, especially if you're in a rush. So usually the best thing to do when you're in such big places is to find your flight, which gate leads you to your flight. Then there you can relax and do whatever you want to do. Otherwise, time might catch up with you in the process of thinking you still have it, yet you actually don't really have it on your side, on your hands. Of course, from here you are always able to find your gate. You just need to look at your next destination. Then from there, you can be able to find your gate. Usually, sometimes you are yet to be assigned a gate. So I'm trying to look for Entebbe here, and I can't find it. So meaning that because it is almost 4 hours from now, the flight to Entebbe has not been assigned a gate. But also sometimes what you usually need to do is look for your flight number, check it out in Google, and yes, you should be good to go. Because I can see the flights to Kilimanjaro, Dar es Salaam, Kigali have already been assigned gates. I'm trying to look for some of the closest cities around or neighboring Uganda, and I don't see Entebbe, so maybe a quick search on Google will help me with that. Yeah, so I just checked my flight number on the internet, QR 1383, and indeed we are yet to be assigned a gate. So I'll just go through the processes of immigration, security, because even here I have to go through security to get onto the other side of the airport where passengers connect to the different flights. Then I'll have to wait a little bit longer to see, maybe in an hour or something, our gates will be clear. And then from there, we will be getting closer to our gate, which will get us to boarding our flights to Entebbe. It's a very busy place, very busy place. Of course, down here, some of the passengers who are waiting to board their next planes. Some, of course, need assistance to move around from one place to another. But even when you look at just out there at the running track or at the airport, the planes are many. Some are just landing, others are leaving. Buses transferring passengers from one place to another. As, different people are also in a rush to go through the airport or to go through security and see how they connect to the different flights that are taking them to the different places. Welcome to Qatar. Well, some of the stores you'll find in this airport, if you're a shopping freak, you have an opportunity to grab yourself something on your way to wherever you're going. We are transferring, so it's very important that you also pay attention to the signposts to know exactly where you are going. And looks like we are already there. We'll have to go through security. And yes, we will be good to go. It's not very busy today, so we shouldn't take a lot of time here. There are times when you come in this place and it's really overwhelmed with numbers. But of course, traffic is always moving. Traffic is always moving. So done with security here at the airport in Qatar. I bumped into some brothers from Uganda. It's always very easy to recognize a Ugandan when you find one. From the way they look, from the way they talk, you just have to get into your local element. And yes, they always give themselves away. So it was nice talking to some of them. And like I did say, we are yet to be assigned a gate, but we'll probably be getting out of here, get closer to a restaurant where we can get something to eat as we wait for the airport staff to assign us a gate. Well, like I did say, for the shopping freaks, there is a lot of variety. A lot. You'll be spoiled for choice. But it's also a beautiful place with a lot to look at. Well, still no gate to Entebbe. Probably that will be 2 hours to take off, about 8 a.m. But for now, no gate has been assigned to the flight to Entebbe, so probably that time of the day where you just have to look for something to eat at this point in time. Still trying to see if by now we've been allocated a gate. And yes, there you have it. Entebbe gate C4 departure 10 a.m. Now it's time to, okay, the seas are this side, so we'll try to get closer to our gate so that we don't get into last minute rushes. C4 is just around the corner. There you have it. So we'll just have a seat around here as we wait for our time to board, which should be around 9 a.m. because departure is 10 a.m. Well, it is boarding time. QR 1383, 10 a.m. is takeoff time as we head to Entebbe. Well, our final steps in Doha as we finally get ready to set off for Entebbe. It is 20 minutes to 10. Yeah, the flight will be leaving soon. We pray for journey mercies. safely landed at Entebbe International Airport a few minutes ago. Journey took us exactly 4 hours from Doha to Entebbe. Okay, time to clear with immigration, pick our luggages and head back home. Premises, it was a safe flight, smooth, nothing much to do really, apart from sleeping throughout 3 of the 4 hours. So probably that explains the last 7 days. A lot of work to do, broke the body down, but glad to be back home and let's see what happens in the near future. It's finally here. No, this is not my luggage. No, it's not my luggage. Interesting, we've been standing at the luggage belt for about 20 minutes now, 20-25, coming to 30 minutes, and my tiny luggage is nowhere to be seen. Well, we just have to be a little bit patient. It was a big flight with lots of passengers, and it might take a little bit of a while before it gets here, but we'll just have to be patient. Nothing to do. Almost an hour later, my tiny luggage arrived. We got here, we actually landed here. Ogwange kumase ne kutuka. Maji? Kabla bulungi. We landed here at 3 p.m. Now it is 4:20, and that is when we get our luggage. But now we also have to endure this queue of security before we can finally be free to head to our respective destinations. When you thought waiting for the luggage was going to be hectic, now this security queue seems like it's going to take about another 30 or plus minutes. Well, almost 24 hours later, yes, finally back home in Kampala. Just landed at the Entebbe International Airport about 2 hours ago. Took me over 40 minutes to get my luggage, but now ready to head home and see what the Pearl of Africa has to offer after 6 days away. Well, the Uganda cranes are in action later tonight, but looks like it's something I'll follow on TV. 7 p.m. kickoff, too late to head to Nambole. Hey, hey. Omugaga Peter Bonga Tabu Shalulile my melody. Yes. Well, we finally made it out of the airport, a journey that lasted close to 24 hours from the time I left Rehab Hotel in Rabat through Casablanca, take the flight to Doha, get a connecting flight to Entebbe. Yes, I'm finally on the road, on my way home, picked up by my brother Peter Tabu. Pitch side with Peter Tabu. Check him out on YouTube.
Picking up the champion.
Oh, please.
Yeah, man, that's how we do it.
Yeah, so we're heading home and share some feedback with us. It's the first vlog I'm doing. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you liked it. Then maybe I'll be able to do more of these, especially when we get to travel. I didn't learn any languages. So a bit of French, merci beaucoup, bonjour, ça va bien.
Stade El Marrakesh.
Those things. Grandi Stade Marrakesh. Prince Abdel Moulay
Eh.
complex.
The
Such
Mohammed
things.
5 airport.
Such things. So, but it's been a very interesting experience. 6 to 7 days spent in Morocco, staying in some of the best hotels, eating some of the best food. The people were very hospitable. They are very welcoming. The transport system was spot on. The stadiums were superb. Those who visited, especially the Prince Moulay Abdellah Stadium, those that are under construction, promise to be world-class facilities, giving you the feeling that the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations is going to be nothing short of sweet memories. 21st December 2025, all the way to the 18th of January 2026. We pray for life so that we are a part of that experience in Morocco. CK Sports and Pitchside, we will be in Morocco.
We shall be in Morocco.
Inshallah. Catch you
Watch out.
again in the next video.